Southeast Melbourne Phoenix just finished their pre-season training, so for an NBL Now, we've come on location to catch up with one of their newest recruits, Hunter Maldonaldo, joining me. Looking good out there. I know it's pre-season. Thanks for catching up, man. How you feeling?
Pretty good. Obviously, I got here a week ago, so it's been kind of short, but I love everything so far and love being here.
You were just saying before you are adjusted now. I'm sure it took a little bit of time. How was the travel? How was everything getting down here?
It was quite long. I think total travel was like 21 or 22 hours, and being on a plane for probably like 18 of that. 19 of that, so it was definitely long, but like I said, I love it here so far. The weather's kind of been like home. I'm from the mountains, so the rain and the cloudiness is just home for me, so it's nice.
A lot of guys coming from America don't normally say that. They normally come here and expect it to be nice weather because you see Australia, you learn a little bit about it in school. But Melbourne is actually, you're probably the most suited to it, but it's about to get a lot nicer.
Oh yeah, of course. No, they told me it's going to get hot here in a couple weeks. I think they're talking about Christmas being in the summer, which is obviously a switch up from where I'm from. It's usually snowing, so it'll be interesting how it goes this year.
You've only had about a week or so now of pre-season. We know there's a lot more weeks before the season starts, but how have you felt on the court? You met a few of your teammates. Now you've still got a couple more to come back from the Asia Cup, and obviously John Brown joining. How are you feeling?
Pretty good. Obviously, like you said, it's still early days, so for me, just going out there and trying to make sure I get to know the guys, how they like to play, where they like the ball, all those sorts of things. I think we're continuing to figure out as the weeks progress, the days progress, and continuing to get better each day.
It's an incredible place you have here, obviously, to train. The facility is very nice, and you clearly got sold by that in the pitch. Tell us how it all came about, obviously, with Josh King reaching out and where you thought, you know what, this is where I want to continue my career, because you're only 26.
No, obviously I've heard a lot of good things about the NBL, especially on the national stage as it's continuing to draw more and more viewers. But for me, just talking to Josh and how he kind of played, it's similar to how I played in Germany, but just talking to him and the role he saw for me, as well as the facilities, like you mentioned, they're a lot, and it's great to have those, because obviously, like in Germany, we didn't have all those. So for me, I kind of took it for granted. So coming back out here, making sure I use every minute, every ounce of everything they got. So.
When was the first time the NBL popped up on the radar as, one, I guess, a potential to play professionally, but also, two, just in your basketball journey? I know you went to Wyoming, which we'll chat about a little bit, but understanding where the league has come from and how well respected it is.
Yeah, no, it's obviously well respected. I know I'm from the States. Obviously, I went to the same college as Sobes. So sitting here, they always talked about him, and I never got to meet him or nothing. He was a little earlier than me. But just watching his career, obviously he's been in the NBL for a while. I always knew about it. I didn't know much about it or how competitive it was until probably 2-3 years ago in the G League when we were going on that run, just because it was starting to catch fire then, and obviously just seeing how it's grown, it's been great. But no, for me, popping on the radar, obviously I've always known of it the last couple years, but Josh called me maybe a week before I signed just to see if I was available, and obviously we had a good chat, and from there it was like, oh, this could actually be an opportunity that I'd really like to take advantage of.
I love that there's a couple of alumni on the same team that you didn't get to cross paths, but now you get to relive and talk about the memories of time in college. How quickly did you then reach out to Sobes or vice versa and say, you know what, this is going to be fun to play together? Yeah,
no, it was obviously pretty quick. I think just in terms of Josh talking to me and then me signing. So once I signed, I was basically getting ready to come here anyway. So first day I got here, me and him got together, just talked about it a little bit. He knows everything I kind of went through. Same for him. So I think he was only there for 2 years, and obviously I was there for 6. So it was definitely cool, like you said, just to kind of know somebody and be familiar coming here. As well as I know Dan. I played Dan quite a bit in college, so it's good to see familiar faces.
You are still very young in your professional career. That G League experience, being a champion in that, going from the G League to having a couple of summer league experiences to playing in Germany, they're all very, very different styles of play. How did you adapt to each one, and what did you take out of each one?
I think there's something to learn out of each one. Obviously, my first summer league, playing with like Chet and J-Dub, just how hard and how fast they played, and it kind of showed me obviously the scale they're at now, how good those guys are, and being able to kind of sit in, find my role within that in that summer league and play well. It was nice, and obviously the G League championship was crazy. It was surreal, but still, like I said, learning something each season I've been through. So for me, I've learned a lot from all of them, and like you said, each one's different, but that adaptability definitely comes in handy, being able to kind of move places from G League to Germany to here.
What's Germany like then, going for a professional season where you're still very young, you've got a very long career ahead of you, but you want to make that impact straight away? Because as you said, G League is different, and then we'll talk about Summer League because that's completely unique to all of it. Was it hard to get used to the European game? Was it something that you went into understanding it would take a while to adapt?
Yeah, I think obviously, as anything, there's growth pains, but my first 2-3 weeks I was feeling pretty good, and then you actually hit that season where you realize what it really is. And for me, obviously, it was a slow start and kind of picked up at the end. But I think that's just kind of figuring out the game, like you said. And it was definitely different than G League, than anything like that. It reminds me more of college in terms of the amount of games, how physical, the demands of the season, that kind of stuff. So for me, obviously, it was tough, but I think I got going at the end. And coming here, I plan to pick up where I left off.
I think that's the beauty of where you're coming from the European game, whereas guys coming straight from maybe the G League, it takes a little longer to adapt to the NBL. The NBL, while it's not Europe, it's probably a little faster. The physicality is one thing that it sounds like you probably won't have too much trouble to adapt to because of the German experience.
Yeah, no, I think obviously Germany's one of the most physical leagues over there, and they have a lot of physical guys, but coming here, it's definitely a different type of physicality, so it still takes a little getting used to, but it's definitely not like I was going from G League to Germany in terms of having to learn how to be physical. So
your college experience, you were there for a long time.
Yep.
Looking back on it now, the player you were when you entered to 6 years later when you finish, what improvements or changes did you notice most?
I mean, I played a lot of positions when I was in college, so anywhere from the forward to the point guard in my last 2 years. So for me, I think just the growth in terms of I was kind of a 2-3 wing before I got hurt, and after I got hurt, I was more of a 4 until my last 2 years where I was point guard. So it's been growth in almost every area, honestly, kind of starting physical and just being able to kind of 3-and-D, and at the end of the day, bringing the ball up the court and starting the offense, running offense. So I think I took something from each year, and it's made me who I am today.
Well, we've seen the team that Josh King's put together, and we saw it last year when he took over, where he likes to play positionless basketball. He likes to throw a lot of different guys on the floor. What are you going to bring? What are South East Melbourne Phoenix fans going to see from Hunter Maldonaldo on the court? Because we know you were expecting you to be in a point guard position, but we might see at times you rolling down and switching onto a 3-4.
Oh, yeah, for sure. I think, like you said, Josh loves guys that can play multiple positions, and I'm no different. And so for me, just coming in, I think they can expect me to play hard, go out there and give it everything I got for their colors and their name, and as well as representing them. So for me, it's just going out there, making sure I do everything I can to help my team get a win.
Mel's Malik Lewis still having a bit of a laugh over there. Your teammates, the first impressions of everybody when you're moving so far away from home and a different place outside of your comfort zone, having teammates like that, what's been that first impression for everybody, and who stood out to you most that's really helping take you on your wing?
Oh, well, I think each guy has their own personality. There's a lot of them that are pretty funny to me, and I think just in terms of the culture, it's quite different, but they love to have a joke, love to have a laugh, and so for me, they've been so welcoming and obviously being able to get us to have great times, even when we're being serious, trying to get better. It's that fun of doing it together and not by yourself. So for me, I've loved all of them. Obviously, I think Jordy's kind of helped me out quite a bit, just in terms of we were over at his house for dinner with one of the things we do as a team. So it was great being able to do that. But like you said, Leek, he's a ball of energy. There's a lot of guys that are a ball of energy, so it's been fun. And obviously, Gus, he was on my team in Germany for a week too, so he's helped me out quite a bit just in terms of settling down and getting used to it here.
We have a few more weeks until the season kicks off. I know the Blitz is next week, so there's a lot of preseason games. Taking the basketball side out of it, what do you want to get out of your time in Australia, especially in the next 8 months? Because a lot of guys who come down want to see things. Are you a guy that likes to get out and try different foods? Are you a coffee guy? What do you want to do outside of the court?
Yeah, I heard coffee's really good here, but I don't drink it, so I'm gonna miss out on that. But no, I heard it's really good down here, so that was interesting to me. But I'm kind of just trying to take in everything I can. Obviously, I came down here for basketball and to get better as a player, so do that first and foremost, and then outside of that, be able to enjoy the city. This is the first time I've lived in kind of a big city, so just being able to experience that, see there's always something going on. I'm a huge fan of F1, so I live right by Albert Park.
You're going to try and go to that?
Yeah, we got to make the playoffs, so go to that.
Yeah.
And, it's been cool to kind of walk around down there and see everything the city has to offer.
Yeah, that's going to be something. Make sure the Phoenix look after you. I'm sure they will. There's something will line up that you can get along to one of those sessions. I want to chat to you quickly about Josh King, because he's a unique coach, and Phoenix fans in particular, but NBL fans, got to experience that firsthand last year. Have you had a coach like him in the past that's helped you prepare, or is this something that you knew about and when you've seen it here maybe in the first week where you're like, oh yeah, he is different and this is great?
No, so I used to play for John Patrick, who Josh coached under for a while, so I knew exactly what to expect coming here. and just kind of how intense things were and how intense he is. But he means it from the bottom of his heart, and he wants everybody to get better. So for me, I was expecting it, and I'm enjoying it so far, and can't wait to see it in real time.
Yeah, it's a great group, and obviously led by him. So thanks for catching up. Good luck with everything, and we'll see you this season.
Yeah, thank you.